I want to ask you a question. Have you ever met someone who never seems to lose themselves? They face the same problems, same criticism, the same financial pressure, the same heartbreak, yet somehow life doesn't shake them. They are not lucky. They're not emotionless. So, what is different? So, today I'm going to tell you the real difference between a yogi mind and an ordinary mind. And I can tell you that today you will understand how to become a yogi. You should think, you should act, you should plan. Because everyone wants to become a yogi, but you don't know the roadmap. You don't know the steps. You don't know how yogi behaves because we never saw much. So if you're the one who really wants to know, who really wants to understand the subject, let's stay with me in this video to understand this subject well. Namaste everyone. Welcome back to your YouTube channel Prashant J Yoga. Do you know what is the biggest misunderstanding about yogis? People think a yogi has no anger, no emotions, no sadness, almost like a robot. But that is not yoga. Yoga doesn't mean to make you emotionless. A yogi also feels. They feel everything. In fact, sometimes a yogi feels much deeper than ordinary man itself. Difference is not that do they feel or not. The difference is something else. And one of the difference is his emotions. A yogi's emotions no longer controls the direction of his life. Save this statement with you, because the same single sentence will completely change the way you understand yoga and a yogi. Imagine this. Someone suddenly cuts you off in the traffic. Within a second, your heartbeat changes. Your jaw tightens. Your breathing becomes faster. You shout. Maybe you honk. Maybe you reply the incident for another 30 minutes. Now ask yourself, was the suffering caused by the driver or by what happened inside your mind? The event lasted in 2 seconds. Suffering lasted for another half hour and sometimes whole day. Yogi experiences the same moment also, but instead of immediately reactions, he chooses to stay in a pause. He watches. Let's understand with one more example, which is the easiest one and we face all the time. You upload one photo and one person writes you back, "This is fake." Immediately, your entire day changes. One sentence from someone you have never met, and his statement became priority for your mind, for your emotions. How is that possible? Because they control your emotions? No, because your own mind gave them permission. And this is where yoga begins. Not on the mat, inside the awareness. Yoga never says remove emotions. Instead, it says transform them. Same energy becomes something completely different. Anger becomes a clarity. Fear becomes awareness. Desire becomes longing truth. Attachment becomes compassion. Restlessness becomes meditation. The energy never disappears. Just a direction changes. The energy is identical. See this way. Same electricity can be used in hospital and give power to hospital to function all the machines who saves the patient. But the same electricity also can kill someone. It depends on its direction, how it is used. Humans' emotions are exactly the same. What Maharishi Patanjali's second sutra explains about yoga. Yogaschitta vritti nirodha. Mastery of the movements of mind. Maharishi Patanjali never says destroy the mind, destroy the emotions, become someone else. No, he says master them. And what happens with that? Once you master senses, the emotions, then only a seer abides in its own nature itself, the true nature. What is the difference between a yogi and an ordinary man? Not the absence of emotions, but the absence of slavery. The ordinary mind becomes every emotions that appears, and a yogi, he witnesses every emotions that appears. Anger still comes, fear still comes, pain still comes, but these all things are not pain for him, not sufferings for him. For you it becomes a suffering. For an ordinary man becomes a fear. He also feels the amount of energy which is required to generate fear. He also feels the amount of energy which requires to become an anger. But these energy no more defines what he actually is. But in us, in ordinary man, these all powerful energy which becomes anger defines us that I am angry, or I am in fear, or I am suffering, I am pain. That's the difference. And that's the reason world can never recognize who is a real yogi, who is not. Because outside, he looks just like everyone else, and maybe worse than someone. Because sometimes you will find a yogi who is hurt, whose body is in pain, looks pain. He has a wounds which is visible. And for an ordinary man may think at a karmic level, he will think maybe this guy has done something wrong. That's why he is facing these challenges. But inside, he never know what is the state of this person. He might be a yogi. So how to recognize a yogi? Only when you become a yogi. So if you really want to come in a yogic path, first learn to witness. First learn to be in a pause. First learn to be in a silence. That's the first step. Not what you do on mat. Because on mat, maybe your practice is a reactive practice. Maybe when you are doing forward bend, you want to do back bend because as a reaction after forward bend, you feel discomfort on the back. That's why you're doing backward bending. So actually, on a mat, your practice is reactory practice. You are reactions. But when all these reactions stops, you become a yogi. That's why yoga off the mat is very important, because sometimes yoga on the mat is a reactory practices. You're strengthening your reactions sometimes, and you never know, because outside the performance looks so spiritual that an ordinary mind can't recognize that I was or I have been practicing all reactionaries. I was strengthening my reactions. Off the mat is a practice that you should do, and learn to be pause, silence. Share this video with others. Help them to know what is the difference between ordinary mind and a yogic mind. See you also. And namaste.